I was a name from secondary school. Everybody knew, Spencer's the guy. So I've always had that. So, and if I look at guys who really made it, they were not the ones. They had something to really, really fight for. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, when I fought Dave Walker, I remember that was 5 million people watched that on BBC, right?
It won fight of
the year. Yeah, it was
fight of the year.
Fight of the year. And me and Dave Walker are really good friends. My mom passed away 2 years ago. And let me just say this before anything. Dave Walker came to my mom's funeral, right? And he brought my old boxing club, Lynn AC club captain, Harry Senior. He brought Harry Senior. Harry Senior, he had a really bad stroke, right? And he brought Harry because he's kind of like Harry's unofficial carer, right? And he brings Harry Senior there. Harry's at there, and everybody came to my mom's funeral. I mean, everybody. Seriously, everybody came to my mom's funeral. Former world champions came, current champions. It was mad. I mean, ex-footballers who were big stars. It was mad. The amount of people that came to my mom's funeral. But Dave Walker came to my mom's funeral. And this guy, when he came to my mom's funeral, he helped tidy up. He was in the kitchen serving food, all those kind of things. It's like, so me and Dave's been friends. I was looking at that and I'm saying, look at this, how crazy things are, Dave. Because like 20 years prior to that, me and you were literally, and I mean literally trying to kill each other. You know? And, you know what I mean? Dave had his open battles, or which he's had his own demons that he's battled and all the rest of it. But on those things, it's like, that was such a good fight. I mean, we knocked him down in the first round. At the end of the first round, it was like if I was 20 seconds or 10 seconds earlier, he'd been knocked out. And he gets up and he's gone. And he's trained by Robert McCracken. Imagine we was talking about Robert. He's trained by Robert McCracken, right? He comes out second round, he tries to stick it on me and I catch him again. I hit him with a right uppercut, left hook, and he goes over from that again. And I think, right, you're done.
You actually jumped on the ropes, didn't you?
Yeah. I thought, you're done now. You're done. And you know, even more so, like anybody tell you in boxing, like when you hit somebody, you can feel a little shock in your hand, a little shock, like a funny feeling, like a little electric shock in your hand. That's when, and he got up, fair play to it, right? Then we're into round 3, and then end of the round, he knocks me down with an overhand right. Then I get up, right? And then he comes out and he throws out a barrage of punches. I remember the referee Lee Cook stopped the fight. And I was like, what, are you stupid?
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I'm going to be real with you. Because in my head, I'm saying, all right, I'm on the ropes, he's throwing shots at me. And I'm saying to him, because I used to do this in the gym.
I was really impressed by you at that stage because you were slipping and sliding. He wasn't hitting you. He wasn't hitting you anything clean.
You know what? I'm not complaining about that because that fight is part of history. And like, if I won that fight, I don't think people were talking about how it is. You know what I mean? Because it was that one of those ones. And when it's on fight, I said, what are you doing? Because in my head, I know like someone's throwing shots at you. And I said, don't worry, I'm going to clear my head and watch. I'm going to come back on you. Because I said, then I'm just going to throw a burst back on you and you're going to know it. But the referee don't know that. The referee's thinking, right, you're not that. Dave Walker's a house fighter. You know what I mean? Dave Walker, they one who they're pumping all the money to. BBC was pushing him as a big star, right? And I'm here upsetting the apple cart. So it is what it is. But you know what? There's no finer person to say that I've lost to because we're really good friends. Right? I mean, really good friends. And I've got nothing but love and respect for Dave Walker.
Sure, like that's towards him. But what about in terms of the system? Do you think it's corrupt? Do you think it was?
I don't think there's a... No.
Do you think there is racism in boxing?
I think there's racism in boxing. I think there's racism in everything. Before we want to tackle racism in boxing, we've got to look at racism and what it is. Racism is a societal issue. It's not a boxing. It's just like, is there racism in the property development game? What you're into? You can say, of course there is. Because there's racism in every bloody thing, right? So I'm not going to say, well, there's racism why I got stopped in the fight. No, I think it played the factor simply not racism. It played the factor to why I got stopped because one fighter was a house fighter who had the big promotional company behind him and everything else, which the referee's on. And the other guys I took that fight on 7 days notice, right? The other guy's coming there, he's a bit flash, and you know what? He's just about to knock out our house fighter,
Mm.
and there was a unspoken favoritism.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was. And I'm not fussed about it. I'm still healthy, strong. I'm good. My family's good. I don't. That's a,
So Spencer, let me ask you, how do you deal with your losses?
how do you deal with them? They're not that important. You know what I mean? And I handle losses just like you handle the wins, right? Because keep on, like people, we get so um immersed in these wins, right? And I was never really that person because I didn't have to have the win to be cocky. I'd wake up, I'd be cocky. Wake up in the morning, I'd be confident.
Mm.
I wake up. That's how I am. So once you realize it's not about championing fights, it's about championing your relationship in life with your family, with your children, with your. Once you start realizing that, it's just about championing. Even like I've made a really disgusting mistake recently, right? That will have reverberations on family members, friends, opinions that they had of me, and all the rest of it. But then you have to realize, well, I still got to champion life, properly got to champion life because, as Jesus said, he without sin cast the first stone,
Mm-hmm.
right? Oh, right, you gonna put them stones down.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna put them stones down. So it's about that. So it's more about that. And like I said, like I'm really, really grateful that I'm on your show that I get to speak about this because
What mistake did you make? Can you share?
I've made loads of mistakes. You know what I mean? I've hurt people that have truly loved me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who truly love me. I've stayed in situations where I haven't been happy and they haven't been happy, but you will stay there to think like, well, this is the right thing to do when it's actually not the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're just staying there for the sake of staying there. You know what I mean? Um, and those are the things to me when if you're blessed enough to get somebody that says, right, I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you because you are, never take that for granted, right? Never take that for granted. And also be open to talk. And I know it's like sometimes, when they say like pride comes before the fall, and it is literally that pride does come before the fall, right? And no matter how much you may think that you're a good man, you can always be a better man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important. Like when you're going through a drama, like most people do, right now, trust me, it's like everyone's getting killed by these frigging cost of living crisis. Is nuts. It's really, really mad, right? Major thing is this: always plan, right? Always write out your stuff to say what you're gonna do from what you're not gonna do, and what that does, that gives you that sense of discipline. And once you got that sense of discipline, you keep on working on the stuff that you want to go and do. That is so important. It's paramount. You know what I mean? To plan, right? To plan. Because whatever you plan for, you got a great possibility of getting it. You know what I mean? But just plan for it. And so I know I made mistakes. You know what I mean? Bad mistakes. You know what I mean? I know like my first child was somebody I wasn't with per se. And I haven't got the best relationship right now with my eldest daughter, which kills me because she looks just like me. You know what I mean? But we're not as close as we should. There's a lot of things that went on. Like after my mom died, I was not in the best place, right? I was not I was not in the best place. Um, and I know like my relationship with my daughter kind of subsided, and because of ignorance, or because you're thinking, well, I'm sending money to your mum each month, so it doesn't matter. No. Your child needs you there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm embarrassed because the opinion that my daughter will have of me, she doesn't remember. She don't remember all the things that I've done for her. She don't remember all the things that, well, daddy was like super dad. She don't remember that.
Mm.
So I would say to anybody out there, if you have children, make sure you're there for your kids. Not saying like, and it's not monetary. You know what I mean? It's not monetary. Just make sure you're there for them, that you got a relationship with them, that you can talk to them, you know what I mean? Like my two youngest daughters, right? My two youngest daughters, they look at me like I'm a superhero. You know what I mean? They do. They think daddy's amazing and stuff, but then they also know like, daddy, you could do a bit better. You're a bit lazy on certain things. You're a bit, you know what I mean?